Huh? Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. My name is Manly McMustache, here to educate you in the ways of PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder. As the name suggests, this anxiety disorder comes about when an individual undergoes an intense traumatic event. Any number of trauma scenarios exist and can have a lasting impact on a person. Here are a few examples. War, abuse or a threatening situation, natural disasters, even childhood neglect can cause PTSD. Really, any traumatic event can have an impact, like in my case, where I was attacked by a gang of wild, ferocious weasels. They were everywhere, fangs and claws, like little orange bolts of light. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. Where were we? Right, PTSD. Not only are the causes diverse, but the related symptoms as well. Obviously, stress is a major issue, along with feeling distant or disconnected from your peers. There have often been reports of people having a reduced ability to feel things physically, a numbing sensation, if you will. PTSD also causes insomnia, reducing the amount of time an individual can rest and recover, and if they do sleep, they're often plagued with nightmares related to the trauma. Sometimes one will be carrying out normal business, when suddenly a flashback will hit. These intruding memories will hit suddenly and can greatly distract the individual, posing a threat to them and their surroundings. Next is something called survivor's guilt. This is when a survivor of a traumatic event feels guilty for surviving when a friend or a loved one has passed. When this happens, immense stress can be placed on the person and can be very burdening. Now to talk about some more things you really don't care about. Most people encounter trauma in their lifetime, such as the passing of a loved one. But this isn't a reason to be sad. Only about 8% of people develop PTSD after a serious traumatic event. Of course, percents will not decide if you develop PTSD. How young you were during the trauma, the duration of the trauma, and how close you were to those involved in the trauma will help determine if you develop PTSD. Also, genetic factors are involved. If your parents or your ancestors have been known to develop PTSD, you're more likely to develop it along with some other anxiety disorders. If you know someone who has PTSD, the best way to help is to take therapy through cognitive behavioral therapy. This will help to externalize any emotions and hopefully bring closure. Sometimes the symptoms will haunt individuals for long amounts of time, but PTSD usually clears up on its own over time. There's not much you can do for those who are suffering, but be sure they know you care about them.